Hello all, this is just what I hope to be a quick video of a tent that I got. It is the CVT Mt Shasta. It's a 2+ man tent. For those of you that are more familiar with backpacking tents, it would probably be considered kind of a 3-man tent. The sleeping compartment is 8 feet by 54 inches. So gives you an idea of how that compares to a typical like 3-man backpacking tent. But anyway, I haven't done a video in a long time, so I thought I would do one of this tent, and then I would probably do one of the trailer as well that I built, since I haven't done one of that yet either. But anyway, I'll just do a quick walk around and then show you the insides of this tent. So the bottom part is separate. It comes with a tent, but you can either attach it or not attach it. It zips at the top. Because my trailer isn't as tall as a typical like SUV, the bottom part is set up so that it's a little bit shorter. You can tell here, this cloth, this is extra cloth that's bunched up basically with some Velcro inside to help with adjusting the height of the tent. If you had a taller vehicle, then you could raise it up more so that you'd have more space underneath it. But anyway, you've got that lower part. It is, I believe, 4 feet by 7 feet, something along those lines. It's got doors on all 4 sides. The doors on the 3 outer sides they're all the same size, and they have no seam mesh or whatever on them. I've only got one door open, but there's a door here, and there's another door you can kind of see here that I have closed off. But you can open those up if you want to. Could be kind of handy if if the rain was coming from a particular direction, or you just wanted more air coming through the thing when it's hot. But anyway, this side's the same as the other side, and you have these springs here which help keep that open and taut, which work pretty well. So yeah, that's the outside of it. I've slept in it a few times. It's nice. Definitely a little different than what you're used to if you're used to a backpacking tent, because there's just weight's not as big of a deal on these kinds of tents. So they put in a few luxuries that you might not have in a backpacking tent. So I'll show you the insides. So the floor of it is kind of a rubberized tarp material. It's pretty thick, seems pretty resilient. You can see the door on the vehicle facing side is much bigger. It doesn't have the screen in it. The idea is you open that up and you can get to the insides of your vehicle. In my case, I have a box right here on the side of my my adventure trailer, and so I can open up this thing and get to that, although I don't need to get into that thing very often, so I'll just leave it closed. Obviously, if you want to keep the bugs out, you have to keep that kind of closed up. You can see on the inside there's this space from here to here that is just open to the space underneath it. If you don't have this bottom part in here, that's still pretty handy space, because it means you can get in and out of the tent without getting wet if it's raining and such, since it's covered. So that's kind of nice. The ladder here, obviously that's adjustable, and that seems to work pretty well. I'll show you the insides. So you can kind of see how that works. You've got a vent up there. You've got obviously the 3 windows that you can open up. You can open them up like I have them, which is just the screen, or you can actually open the screen up too if you want it completely open to the space underneath it. So yeah, and then the sleeping bag I have in here is a Cabela 0 degree. I don't remember what the model number is, but it's one of their big thick double bags, and you can close this tent up, fold it all up with the double bag in here, and it still closes up just fine. So that's pretty nice. It means you don't have to worry about rolling your sleeping bags up and stuff like that. You can just fold them up right up right up when you put the tent away. So that was one of the things I really liked about the idea of a rooftop tent, is just not having to store the sleeping bags separately and roll them and unroll them and all the time that takes. So, well, anyway, that's about it. You know, like I said, it can sleep two very comfortably up here, and then you know, a third if you want to squeeze in. So in my case, I've got 3 kids, so me and my wife and maybe one of the kids can sleep up here, and I can put a couple cots or just sleeping pads down here and still have plenty of room for extra stuff if I need to. So it works out pretty well for us. But that's pretty much it for the CVT tent. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them if I can. Again, the CVT Rooftop Tent Mt Shasta. Also, if you have questions, I would recommend you go check out the Expedition Portal webpage. It's a great resource for this kind of stuff. So let me know if you have any questions. Talk to y'all later. Again, I just wanted to show you all what it looks like with the tent put away. So there it is, all bundled up in its cover. So there you go.